Hari Om. So after listening to the second chapter, what Bhagwan told Arjuna, Arjuna gets a doubt. See, in the second chapter, Bhagwan has clearly pointed out the twofold path, the path of action and the path of knowledge. In the path of knowledge, we have to renounce all action. They are both different. It's like a person is awake and another is asleep. You have to choose whether you want to be awake or you want to sleep. If we want to sleep, we have to drop all our action. Then we go into that state of sleep. You cannot just do both things. Similarly, the path of action is different and path of knowledge is different. But without following the path of action, we cannot reach the path of knowledge. So, Arjuna was told about this path of action in the beginning, and he was also told clearly that for you, it is path of action. Karmanneva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Your adhikar is on karma. You have to perform karma. Yogasthak kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. That giving up all your attachment, you perform this karma established in that yoga, established in the samatva yoga, you perform action. Thereafter Arjuna was told that one has to drop all actions. Actions are bondage. One has to give up all actions and shift one's attention on that self and gain that abidance in that self. Then again Bhagavan told him that you perform action. So Arjuna got confused. He thought, this action will not give me moksha. Action is something which is binding. And to gain moksha, we have to drop all action, shift our attention on the self, and meditate on that self, and gain abidance in the self, which is not an action. Self is free from all vikar, free from all modification. And once we gain that abidance, that person attains that Brahma Nirvana, moksha, shantim adhigacchati, he attains that supreme peace. So, knowledge gives us supreme peace. Action doesn't give us that supreme peace or that moksha directly. So instead of telling me to follow the path of knowledge, which will give me param shanti and sukha, Bhagavan is telling me to follow the path of karma. So our Arjuna was little confused and little disturbed also, because Bhagavan clearly told him that you are qualified for action. It's like somebody telling you that these are two things. This is ordinary thing and this is very much superior, but you take this ordinary. Like when we go to a shop also, sometimes the salesperson, they know our psychology. They will show us different material and all. They know the psychology. Especially ladies and all, gents also. Because if you tell story of ladies, then they object. But anyway, so suppose you go to buy a sari. So the salesperson, he just looking at them, he knows. So he will show, ये 5,000 की है, ये 2,000 की है, और ये जो है 20,000 की है. बट आपके लिए नहीं है, यू वोंट बी एबल टू अफोर्ड इट. ये 3,000 की फर्स्ट क्लास है आपके लिए. यू गेट रियल अनॉयड. व्हाट डज ही मीन? आई कैन नॉट अफोर्ड 20,000. वो दे दो मेरे को, पैक कर लो. Similarly here, Bhagavan says this karma is there, path of karma. For the initial student, they have to do this, perform this karma and gain purity of the mind. Karma can give purity of the mind. Karma cannot give directly moksha. Karma prepares us for moksha. And knowledge can give you moksha. Jnanad evatu kaivalyam. Knowledge alone can give you moksha. And knowledge is the supreme. Knowledge gives you shanti and sukha. Therefore, hey Arjuna, you perform action. So Arjuna got little disturbed by this. Also, he must have got little confused about this twofold path. So, therefore, he asked this question with which this begins. And let us see the question of Arjuna. And the whole chapter is to explain the path of action properly, path of karma, karma yoga. So let us chant Arjuna's question. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. अथ तृतीयोऽध्यायः. अर्जुन उवाच जायसि चेत् कर्मणस्ते मता बुद्धिर्जनार्दन तत्किं कर्मणि घोरे माम् नियोजयसि केशव. जायसि चेत् कर्मणस्ते मता बुद्धिर्जनार्दन. Arjuna Vacha. Actually, in the second chapter, Bhagavan had concluded his teaching. Because this twofold path is there in our Vedas, the path of karma and path of knowledge. So first, through the path of karma, we have to prepare ourselves, and through the path of knowledge, we gain that state of enlightenment. But Arjuna got this doubt. So he is asking that jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardana. कि हे जनार्दन, according to your view, according to your opinion, te mata, according to your mata, according to your opinion, buddhi, the knowledge of the self, is superior, jayasi, superior to karma. Because karma is there important, but karma is only a stepping stone. Finally, one has to transcend this karma and gain the knowledge of the self. And once that knowledge of the self happens, one becomes free of all karma. Because the self is free from all modification. Self is not a doer. Veda vinashinam nityam ya enam ajamavyayam. One who knows this self which is free from all vikar and all, then what action will he perform and why? So, jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardana tat kim karmani ghore mam niyojayasi keshava. If knowledge is superior, if self-knowledge is superior, like many times meditation, to meditate on ourselves and gain that abidance is superior, then why are you making me work? Why are you propelling me into action? Many people, they just directly want to meditate. directly want to gain that abidance in the self. But if we are not qualified for it, then we will be just wasting our time. So tat kim karmani ghore mam niyojayasi Keshava. Hey Keshava, why are you forcing me? Why are you propelling me? Why are you saying that you act, and ghora karma, not even good karma, but this situation is such that I have to fight this war and with my own people. So why are you making me fight this war? Why not tell me that, hey Arjuna, you just renounce everything, go to Himalayas, I will give you the address of some ashram there. You go there and just sit near Gangaji and meditate. And during those time, actually Gangaji was much, much pure. I mean, it was pure only, totally. And not many tourists and all sightseeing, taking photographs of Mahatmas sitting, meditating and all. So, you just drop all this, let us, both of us can go and sit there in the Himalayas, let others fight. की फर्क पैंदा, आपको हमको क्या करना है, सानू की. So, like that, Bhagwan did not tell him. Bhagwan told him that, he told him the glory of knowledge, glory of one who is established in this knowledge, the glory of Sthita Prajna, who is free from all karmas, nirmamo, nirahankaraha. And then he says, you act, you perform this action. So this was little confusing to Arjuna. But it need not have been so confusing if he had heard properly, because Bhagwan had clearly mentioned this two separate paths. But he had obviously not understood. So he says now, makes it more clear in the next shloka. Vyamishrenev vakyena buddhim mohayaseva me tadekam vadanishchitya yena shreyohamapnuyam. Vyamishrenev vakyena buddhim mohayaseva me. Shrena iva vakyena buddhim mohayasi iva me. Iva me, as though. Vyamishreneva vakyena, as though with a contradictory statements, as though by contradictory statement, not that you are contradicting yourself, but it appears to me, an ignorant, dull-witted person like me, it appears to me as though you are speaking two contradictory things. Because it appears, if you just listen to the Sthita Prajna Lakshanas or only to the Upanishads, which talks about this Jnana Nishtha, Jnana Marga, and if we are not ready, we have not prepared ourselves properly, then there is confusion. Therefore, people ask, while listening to Upanishad, they will ask question about karma only. If all this is this, Swamiji, how to take care of our children? If we don't pay attention to our karma, फिर हमारे नौकरी कैसी, हमको पगार कैसा होगा, मिलेगा? So questions are about karma and want to follow the path of jnana. It's a contradictory thing. If we are not ready for it, we cannot follow. Because that jnana marga it happens when we clearly know the difference between the self and that which is not the self. when we come to know clearly that I am different from the body, the mind, the intellect. It's like the space in this room and the walls. The walls are different, the space is different. The self is different, the seer is different, and that which is seen is different. The kshetrajna is different, and kshetra is different. The knower is different, the known is different. When we are seeing and identified with the known, actions happen. But when we see that the knower, there is no action happening in the knower. Then there is no modification happening in the knower. There is no change happening in the knower. And I am that knower. When my mind is calm, peaceful, it is not disturbing me, I can gain that abidance in myself. That gaining abidance in myself is that jnana nishtha. And to recognize clearly the distinction between the knower and the known is that buddhi, vivek buddhi. It should be clear. Then one drops all karmas, the sense of doership in all karma, and gain this abidance in the self. So this is the final step, the last step. But before, what is required is path of karma. So path of karma is long, and the path of knowledge is very short. It's like you want to click a photograph. Photographer comes, family portrait or something, all of us, we sit, and he prepares. सबको बिठा देता है, इधर बैठो उधर बैठो, ये लाइन से बच्चे नीचे बैठ जाओ, बड़े ऊपर, ये वो. And the whole thing adjusted, then he adjusts the light and the focus and everything. All this is done. But then, at the final moment, he says, now be ready. 1, 2, 3, say cheese and all. And then, crack, that click. With that click, final, it's one fraction of a second, the photograph comes. But for that fraction of a second, lot of preparation is required. Similarly, Karma Yoga is that initial preparation, and Jnana Marga is the final state wherein we gain that abidance in the self. For that, we have to drop the sense of doership. It is without that dropping the sense of doership, we cannot gain abidance in our own self. If I think I am the doer, I cannot simultaneously meditate on myself. It becomes contradictory. It becomes a futile practice. Therefore, it is important that we understand this path of Karma Yoga. So starting from this 3rd chapter till the 6th chapter, Bhagwan will explain this Karma Yoga only. So in 4th, in 5th, in 6th chapter, then he will tell us how to meditate, how to discriminate and recognize that self. Once our mind is prepared through Karma Yoga, so 3rd, 4th, 5th chapter talks about Karma Yoga, and then Karma Sannyas, dropping all attachment to karmas, dropping the sense of doership, and then the state of the practice of meditation to recognize the knower different from the known. So it's a gradual process. So if one is prepared for it, then there is no problem. But if one is not prepared, one has to follow this path. So Arjuna was in such a state that he had to follow this path of Karma Yoga. He was not prepared for Jnana. So he thought Bhagwan is confusing me. Not Bhagwan is confusing me, but Bhagwan's statement appears to be confusing to me. He says, Vyamishreneva vakyena buddhim mohayasiva me. With your mix-up statements, because one moment you will talk about karma, next moment you will talk about jnana nishtha, then again talk something about karma, then again talk about jnana. So it appears as though these statements are contradictory. So Vyamishrena iva vakyena buddhim mohayasiva me. I know you want to remove my moha, but at present I am getting more confused. Therefore, tad ekam vada nishchitya, because these are the twofold path. One person at the same time cannot follow the path of karma and jnana. That's called karma jnana samuchchaya. Together is not possible. Shankaracharya ji elaborately explains how the karma and jnana at the same time is not possible. It's like saying that I am not the doer and also simultaneously doing something. It is contradictory. It will be futile. If I am not the doer, then what are you doing? So, both the practices cannot be done simultaneously by the same person. First, we have to prepare ourselves by following the path of karma, and then we become fit to follow the path of knowledge. Okay? These are the only two paths, twofold path. So, tad ekam vada nishchitya. But here Arjuna got little confused, so he thought that maybe he didn't understand exactly whether he should follow the jnana marga, karma marga. So he says, please tell me one thing clearly. Tad ekam vada nishchitya. Nishchityas. Clearly you'd say that you do this. Yena shreyo ham apnuyam, by which I can attain shreya, by which I can attain greatest welfare, good. This path of shreya and path of preya. Path of preya is path of pleasant, which might appear joyful in the beginning, but in the long run it is not good. Path of shreya is that which might be difficult in the beginning, but ultimately it is for our welfare, for our good. So, hey Krishna, please tell me clearly. Though, as I said, Bhagavan had told him clearly. And that is the thing about this spirituality, that even after being told clearly, again we come up with the same question, same doubt. When we have this question answer session, people think the question are original, but same type of question comes. So he says, please tell me clearly. So tadekam vada nishchitya yena shreyo hamapnuyam. So Bhagavan then thought that, oh, this fellow did not comprehend the whole thing properly. So let me explain in more detail. So this whole third chapter is an elaborate, beautiful explanation of the path of karma. Beautiful chapter. So let us begin Bhagavan's reply. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Lokesmin dvividha nishtha Pura prokta maya nagha Jnana yogena sankhyanam Karma yogena yoginam Lokesmin dvividha nishtha Pura prokta maya nagha Jnana yogena sankhyanam. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. Bhagavan, he says, कि लोकेस्मिन् द्विविधा निष्ठा पुरा प्रोक्ता मया नघ. हे अनघ. Anagha means nishpap, free from all sin. Bhagavan addresses Arjuna as sinless. He doesn't say, oh, you sinner. He says, you sinless. Anagha. Because he is speaking to that self which is sinless. All our seeing, this, that, and all impressions are there only in the mind, in the intellect, in our antakarana. But that Atma is different from this antakarana. Atma is sinless. That sin and all is nothing but kachra, dirt accumulated in our antakarana, which becomes pure through our sadhana, through karma yoga. But that Atma by itself is free from all sins, free from all impurities. Therefore, Bhagavan is talking to that Atma, to the knower, to the kshetrajna. So he tells Arjuna, हे sinless Arjuna, कि लोकेस्मिन् द्विविधा निष्ठा पुरा प्रोक्ता maya, that I have declared in the beginning. In the beginning when? One meaning of this in the beginning is, in that previous chapter, I have said very clearly. Another meaning is that in the beginning, when this creation happened, Bhagavan revealed the Vedas. In the Vedas, this twofold path is there. Path of this dharma, path of Brahma, path of karma, and path of knowledge. This twofold path is revealed in the Vedas very clearly. See, the Vedas are very vast literature, infinite. And the beginning portion of these Vedas talk about this karma only, path of karma, which is elaborately discussed. And Jaimini, the disciple of Vedavyasji, he has written sutras to make us understand this path of karma. Jaimini sutras are there. And then the later portion of the Vedas are the Upanishad, and this Upanishad talks about the path of jnana. And Vedavyasji has written sutras called Brahma Sutra explaining this path of jnana. So this twofold path is clearly mentioned by me in the beginning. Lokesmin dvividha nishtha. These are called nishtha, abidance. Abidance in knowledge, abidance in karma. They are called nishtha. These paths are called nishtha. So lokesmin dvividha nishtha pura prokta maya nagha. I am giving more stress because these important points are there. If we don't comprehend them properly, then we have confusion regarding our sadhana. So it's very important that we understand them properly. And what are the twofold path? Jnana yogena sankhyanam, karma yogena yoginam. These are the two paths. For the jnana yogis, the path of knowledge, and for the yogis, the path of karma. Karma yogena yoginam, jnana yogena sankhyanam. So those who are prepared, those who have purified their mind, those who have gained that through vivek, they have recognized the nature of that self, for them the jnana yoga is there. Jnana yoga is what? When we drop the sense of doership, because we have understood I am not the doer, and gain abidance in that self. Meditate on that self and gain abidance. Drop all attachment to karma and the sense of doership itself. It's called karma sannyas. One has to take karma sannyas. The sense of doership is dropped and one gains that abidance in the self. Path of meditation, path of knowledge. And then path of karma. Karma yogena yoginam. Path of karma is to recognize what is our kartavya karma, with the help of the scriptures, and performing those, doing our kartavya karma, dedicating it to Ishvara. That's the path of karma. In path of karma, what is there? I have the sense of doership. I am ignorant about my own self, there is a sense of doership, there is identification with my body, mind, intellect. So, with that sense of doership, we have to perform our action slowly and steadily, dedicating this action to God and becoming slowly and steadily free from all attachment. So, path of karma and path of knowledge is clearly revealed by me in the beginning, in the Upanishads and in the Vedas, as well as here also Bhagavan had said. In the we had seen wherein Bhagavan, verse number 39 also of the previous chapter, he says, Esha te bihita sankhe buddhir yoge tvimam shrunu buddhya yukto yaya partha karma bandham prahasyasi. Till now I talked about Sankhya, that is the Jnana Marga, and Buddhir Yoge Tvimam Shrunu. Now, hey Arjuna, you listen to that Buddhir Yoga or Karma Yoga. So, very clearly Bhagavan had mentioned. But there are people who say, nahi, karma marg vagere nahi, I directly want to follow this path of knowledge. Ye karma varma kuch nahi. Everything I want to renounce everything, give up my home, give up my job, just carry my cell phone with me and go to the Himalayas and meditate on the self. Many people, they feel कि ये कर्मा वर्मा कुछ नहीं चाहिए, directly I will meditate. People have great fascination for meditation. Ignorance is there, that proper discrimination is not there, proper knowledge is not there, but we think meditation is also an action. Therefore we keep asking how to meditate, how to sit, what to do, then what to do. So we always talk about action. We feel meditation is some sort of action. It is not an action. So Bhagavan clearly pointed out this twofold path. But then some person may feel that, okay, what if I just drop my actions? What if I don't perform action? Will I reach that state of enlightenment? Just by not doing anything, just closing my eyes and sitting quietly, not doing any action, won't I reach that state of enlightenment? Because we hear stories of some Mahatmas and all who gave up everything and just sat under the tree and attained enlightenment. Why not I also do that? It's very nice. Bhagavan says in the next verse, Na karmanam anarambhat naishkarmyam purushoshnute na cha sanyasanadeva siddhim samadhigacchati na karmanam anarambhat naishkarmyam purushoshnute. Na karmanam anarambhat naishkarmyam purusha ashnute. He says, Bhagavan says, कि by not performing action, by not following this path of karma, a person cannot gain that state of naishkarmya. Naishkarmya is another name for the state of enlightenment. Naishkarmya, that word means that one who is free from all karma, from all action. One who is free from all actions means what? One who has gained abidance in that Atma which is free of all action. The body continues to act, the mind continues to act, but he is seated in his self, not in his body. He is seated in his self, not in the mind. It's like the space. Space is free from action. All action happens in things which are there in space. The wind moves in space, the objects moves in space, the clouds are moving in space, all beings are moving. But the space by itself performs no action. So I am like space, Atma is like space, and this body, etc., is like the wind, like the clouds, like the other objects. So if I think I am the cloud, then I always think I am moving here, there, and all. But when I come to know that I am that space, I immediately become free of all action. So that is the state of Naishkarmya. And that Naishkarmya avastha can come only when we gain knowledge of the self, not by just not performing action. Because when a person has got the sense of doership, then whether we perform action or we try to prevent all action from happening, still the sense of doership is still there. And as long as that sense of doership is there, one has not attained the state of Naishkarmya. So Bhagavan says, Na karmanam anarambhat Naishkarmyam purushoshnate. Hey Arjun, by just not performing action, by not following this path of karma, you cannot gain that state of enlightenment. Yoginak karma kurvanti sangam tektva atma shuddhaye. In Gita further Bhagavan says that yogis, they perform karma without attachment to gain purity of their antakarana. And once that purity is gained, then knowledge happens. Without that purity, knowledge cannot happen. And if knowledge has not happened, you will not gain that state of Naishkarmya, that enlightenment. So just by not performing action, you cannot attain enlightenment. Nacha sanyasanadeva, also just by renouncing everything, because ultimately we have to renounce the actions, karma sannyas. So why not do it now itself? So Bhagavan says, just by renouncing that action in the state of ignorance, taking sannyas, you will not reach anywhere. Nacha sanyasanadeva siddhim samadhigacchati. One cannot attain that siddhi, that state of enlightenment. So hey Arjuna, don't have this plan that I will just run away from here and take sannyas somewhere and sit under the tree and meditate and gain enlightenment. The scriptures will not appreciate it. The scriptures will say you are running away from your responsibilities. See, the scriptures are the one who gives us our duties. They are the one who tells us what is good for us. And the scriptures themselves make us free of our duties. Sannyas is when the scripture says, okay, you are now excused. You need not perform this. So we get permission from the scriptures to drop all karmas. But that happens only when the mind has become pure and one has gained knowledge. Otherwise, it's like the example of that plane taking off. If the plane has to take off, it has to withdraw its wheel inside and it has to just take off. But without gaining enough speed on the runway, without using the will, it cannot gain that speed. Only after gaining that enough speed, it can take off. And once it takes off, it can withdraw the wheels. Wheels are no longer required. Wheels are required only if you are moving on the ground. Similarly, only when our mind is ready, we can drop all action and meditate on the self. It is like taking off. But if we are not ready and try to meditate, we will fall down. We will spoil ourselves. So this is very clearly mentioned here, and many places Bhagavan talks about it. So nacha sanyasanadeva siddhim samadhigacchati. So in this third chapter, Bhagavan will tell us that just by not performing action we cannot attain that supreme. We have to perform action. what type of action we should perform, how we should perform, what happens when we perform in that way, what happens if we perform in some other way, what are the obstacles which might come in the way, what are the stages by which our mind becomes pure. Everything is explained in a very scientific, very systematic way. More we will see about it tomorrow. Now we will sit quietly and meditate. So, bring your attention in the present moment. There are two things which we have to know. One is I, the knower, and another is all that I know, the known. The world is known, our body is known, our senses are known, our pranas, breathing, etc. are known, our thoughts are known, our emotions are known, and I am the knower. All actions happen in the known. I, the knower, is free from all actions. I, the knower, am like space, no movement, no modifications, no actions happening. When this distinction is not known clearly, we identify with the known and consider the actions happening in the body, in the mind, as my own actions. So this is the sense of doership. So when we have this sense of doership, we should perform actions which are dharmic and dedicate these actions to God. When we do in this way, the mind starts becoming more and more calm and peaceful, and one comes to know that I, the knower, is different from the mind. I, the knower, is different from the buddhi, is different from the body. Even when the body changes, you don't change. Even when the body dies, you don't die. You remain same. You are the pure self. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.